Want to learn the incredible secret behind the pyramids that will completely change your view of history? Ever wondered if these gigantic structures are really just tombs? You'll be amazed at the mysterious anomalies that speak against this thesis. Stay tuned and discover us with amazing facts you won't find anywhere else. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and a subscription, because now we're diving into one of the greatest mysteries of all time. Mysteries of Antiquity. At first glance, things seem obvious. Anyone who paid attention in history class knows that the world-famous pyramids of Giza were created as monumental tombs of pharaohs. But how can we actually be sure that our history books reflect the historical truth? Well, some people answer this question with, "We can't." On the contrary, the information that these stone contemporary witnesses serve us on a silver platter until today rather speaks for the fact that the buildings actually served a completely different purpose. In order to recognize this, we would not need to do more than to open our eyes and count one and one together. But let us understand ourselves correctly. The relevant circles do not claim that the pyramids were never used as tombs during the ancient Egyptian dynasties. A tomb example would be the step pyramid of the ancient Egyptian king Dozier. What is striking here, however, is the fact that the tomb is exceedingly different from its counterparts on the Giza Plateau in terms of construction and precision. As we all know, the ancient Egyptians were known for having one thing above all: their countless hieroglyphs. Some historians even go so far as to claim that the inhabitants of the Pharaonic Empire immortalized virtually all aspects of their lives in pictorial and written form for posterity. Against this background, however, a fundamental question arises. Why do we not know any hieroglyphs that tell us something about the construction of the pyramids or the Sphinx? Where authentic sources are missing, the world of unconfirmed speculation begins. In order to understand how the Egyptians managed to build colossal structures for eternity with the simple means of their time, different theories are consulted. These are usually based on the use of soft copper tools and sophisticated ramp systems. The problem: to prove the thesis of sheer muscle power, the necessary archaeological findings are simply missing. As already briefly mentioned, however, the pyramids are characterized not only by their sheer mass and the associated construction effort, but also by their unrivaled precision. Let's just take a look at the Cheops pyramid. Not only was the building aligned exactly according to the 4 cardinal points, no, the deviation in its edge length is not even 1/1000th. But how was this possible without the use of modern technology? If the pyramids were really just tombs of pharaohs, why on earth did they have to be so gigantic? After all, we are talking about an original size of almost 147 meters, a value that made the Cheops pyramid the tallest building in the world for centuries. Inside the pyramid. At this point, let us briefly turn to the legendary Valley of the Kings. Located near the ancient Egyptian city of Thebes, this necropolis is said to have been built several centuries after the construction of the Giza pyramids in order to stop the activities of grave robbers. But if this is so, why do the pyramids have such small passages through which a grown man can just about squeeze through, while the tombs in the Valley of the Kings have much larger passages and galleries? Also, the splendid presentation inside, which is bursting with works of art and splendid hieroglyphs, differs over clearly from the condition of the plain pyramids. A strange circumstance with which we are also confronted in other tombs from ancient Egypt. So why do we not find such decorations inside the pyramids if they also served as tombs since time immemorial? Whoever enters the Great Pyramids of Giza via the 90 by 90 centimeter corridor and then makes his way down will be confronted there with a peculiar underground chamber that was officially never completed. But why then did the ancient Egyptians advance 3 stories through the hard rock only to never complete their work there? Did the cavity serve a different purpose in the end? If you decide to climb up from the entrance instead, you'll have to climb a series of steps to do so. What many do not know, this is a modern installation. Originally, nothing but a bare, steeply rising passage greeted visitors here. Once you have left the narrow passage behind you, you finally arrive in the large gallery. Many visitors who have visited the gallery itself, which is up to 8.74 meters high and a good 46 meters long, later reported that this section has some remarkable acoustic capabilities. Corresponding videos of this phenomenon can also be found on YouTube. Feel free to take a look, it is worth it. Some people believe that the unique acoustics of the large gallery also suggest that it served a very special purpose unknown today. Officially, however, this area functions only as a stabilizing element. Again, those who hope to find imposing decorations and hieroglyphs here will be disappointed. The Mysterious Sarcophagus. Anyone looking at a cross-section of the Pyramid of Khufu will inevitably be confronted with a striking detail: the particular makeup of the so-called King's Chamber. In detail, we are dealing here with the only royal burial chamber between the 4th and 6th dynasty, which has a flattened ceiling. Instead of constructing a gable roof as usual, the builders decided to place 9 granite beams over 6 meters long on the walls, which required the construction of special relief chambers. But what was the real background of this unique construction decision? The most essential feature of the King's Chamber is, of course, the sarcophagus. Even though no body or grave goods were ever recovered from the Cheops pyramid, the existence of the massive granite coffin leaves no doubt that we are clearly dealing with a burial site. Or is it? Well, at this point, critics point out some inconsistencies that are not so easy to put into a plausible context. Even conservative researchers agree that the construction of the sarcophagus, which was supposed to be the showpiece of the tomb, is significantly inferior to the design of the rest of the pyramid. Let us compare the perfectly carved stone blocks of the royal chamber with the massive coffin. The raw form and the visible traces of workmanship leave the observer with raised eyebrows. In view of this, some people even describe the sarcophagus with words like shabby or inferior. The fact that the coffin was broken in the course of time is left aside. Against the background of the structural deviations, some doubters believe that the sarcophagus was made much later than the pyramid. If we take a look at older photographs of the royal chamber, we see that around the sarcophagus there were other objects or pieces of rock. Given the massive appearance, is it really possible that these pieces were the former coffin lid? The list of questions surrounding the supposed resting place of Pharaoh Cheops could be continued for a long time. Why was the sarcophagus not placed in the center of the chamber? What is the meaning of the missing hieroglyphs and decorations? Questions to which only the ancient Egyptians themselves knew the answer. Undiscovered truths. And also, the question about the transport of the stone blocks should not be simply pushed aside. It is true that a large part of the Cheops pyramid consists of limestone, which was removed and processed on site. But the situation is somewhat different in the case of the granite, which was also used. This came from the quarry in Aswan, that is, a place 800 kilometers away from the Giza Plateau. And so that we understand ourselves correctly, we are talking about an order of magnitude of an estimated 1 million granite blocks. But why did the ancient Egyptians decide to switch from limestone to granite in the first place? Doesn't the very choice of this particular material prove that it had a specific role to play? Or did this decision have purely aesthetic reasons? Finally, another point to keep in mind is the following. Most of the Cheops pyramid is still unexplored, a circumstance that we were reminded of again not so long ago. As you have surely noticed, experts have recently succeeded in discovering another, hitherto unknown chamber inside the Great Pyramid. In fact, researchers believe that about 90% of the structure remains hidden. And who knows what else the experts will unearth here in the near future, and how the public will deal with it. And now we are interested in your opinion. What do you think about the world-famous pyramids of the ancient Egyptians? Are they really colossal tombs, or did the structures actually serve a completely different purpose? And if so, what could they have been in detail? As always, drop us your thoughts, suggestions, and feedback on today's video in the comments below. Also, remember to leave us a like and subscribe to learn more about the greatest mysteries of the past soon. Finally, feel free to take a look at the other exciting videos on our channel that we've linked for you here in the credits. And with that, thanks for watching, take care, and see you next time.